North Base Construction, great service from the ground up. Roofing, storm damage, and siding. Call the pros at North Base. Our hands-on approach, advice and consulting. Our attention to detail makes the difference. Visit online at northbaseconstruction.com. North Base Construction, great service from the ground up.
What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of the North Face Construction Relegation Fantasy Football Podcast. I'm your host, Jack Yeager, alongside Andrew Peterson.
Hello.
And we have Luke on Zoom out in Phoenix, Arizona. Luke Yeager.
I feel like I've been demoted. It used to be Jack Yeager, Luke Yeager, and Andrew Peterson.
Just one more week and I'll be back where I want.
Third
right?
billing.
Yeah, yeah. Unfortunately, you are third billing with your relocation. It's not looking good for your position within the company.
It reminds me of what is in The Office when Creed says, "I've got 2 chairs, only 1 chair to go." It's like mega desk. Only 1 more week to go, Jack.
Only
Your
one more
job
week.
is not safe.
No, nobody's job is safe. On today's show, we have injury Shminjury. Shminjury or Shminjury?
Shminjury.
Shminjury.
Injury, Shminjury.
Injury Shminjury. And then we also have Bubble Watch and the NFL Grid Challenge.
Bubble
Beep,
Watch.
beep, beep, beep.
We both need to avenge our last defeat.
Yeah, I do. I got absolutely smushed.
Have you won any this year?
No.
No.
If we did an NBA Grid Challenge, I would destroy both of you.
I actually think I could do okay in that.
I still think I'd beat you.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. All right, on injury Shminjury. Week 13 injuries. First and foremost, Royded Robberies lost Kenny Pickett to an ankle. More than an injury. What's more than an injury? He had to get surgery.
An ankle issue.
An ankle issue. Yeah. Yeah. He busted that thing.
Sucks for Kenny. I don't think this is hurting Freebie's team too much.
I don't think it affects very many fantasy teams across the country.
Actually, I think I posted that wrong. I don't think that. I think he traded the Robberies traded Pickett to.
Oh, like bourbon barrels or something?
Bourbon barrels.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, that's why Bourbon Barrels did.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Because they started Kenny Pickett and they had like 3 points with him.
Yeah.
And then he was doubtful to return
my fault.
after his ankle was shattered.
This guy moves to Arizona and screws up the show, Doc. Why? What do we put up with this?
Oh, my gosh. One more slip up out of you and we're finding somebody else.
Kelly's available right now.
Third chair.
Another injury, African token lost Derek Carr to a concussion, shoulder, back, wrist, foot, elbow, scapula.
Is that actually what the injury report said?
Well, the injury report said concussion, shoulder, back, wrist. Yeah, he got
Everything.
decimated. That was a
Carr has had a really disappointing first season.
Yeah.
In New Orleans.
He looks about as fragile as I think a lot of people were spectating. He looks soft. Like he gets injured a lot. You know who
Speculating.
Yeah.
That's what I was. I was going to try and let that slide, Luke, but I was like, I couldn't let it go.
You know what veteran quarterback looks better than Derek Carr?
If you say Baker Mayfield,
No, he's not a veteran quarterback. Joe Flacco.
Joe Flacco had a good first game.
Starting quarterback for the old York Yorkies. Put up a stellar 20 points.
He was looking good though. If you watch the game, he was throwing some dimes.
Oh yeah, we were watching it. It was a fun game to watch. Actually, kept the Browns in it. I don't think they lost, didn't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, last minute.
The final score was made it look like it was
it was
blown
like,
out.
It was like 36 to 21 or 19, but it was close. It was actually a very close game. Lumberjacks also lost.
They threw a pick six.
Oh yeah, that's what it was.
At the end of the game, that's kind of what changed it.
Oh,
They threw a
okay.
pick six.
You're right. Lumberjacks lost 3 players. Ramondre Stevenson to a high ankle injury. DeAndre Swift to a chest issue.
high ankle injury.
A high ankle sprain.
I don't know what that's what I'd call it. I wouldn't call it a high ankle injury.
So nitpicky. I hate it. And then Christian Kirk to a groin. That just happened last night in the game against Cincinnati.
I'm trying to find any. Do we know any more details about Christian Kirk's injury?
I don't think so because it just happened last night.
The beat reporters are they're slow on the draw here.
It looked bad though because Trevor Lawrence had like taken off his helmet, took a knee on the field, was looking pretty disappointed. Like, oh man, we're not going to have Kirk for the rest of the season potentially.
Yeah, going down on a knee for a groin.
Mm-hmm.
Like, did he like lose it? Like,
Okay, so I should say I think it was a groin. Luke, did you look that up?
I did not. I just trusted your word.
Yeah.
Actually, yes, it was a groin.
Okay, that's what I thought it was. That's what we were spectating. We were actually bowling. We didn't have any audio.
Speculating.
Just spectating on Christian Kirk's groin.
Wait, I'm watching the. All right, I kind of want to see
The injury?
Yeah. Did you guys see the the camera person, the guy that's leg broken?
No.
You guys didn't see that.
No, what happened?
I think it was.
I did.
It was nasty.
It's so bad.
But you could hear him just going.
Mhm.
"Ah." But you could see, if you had quick eyes, you could see that his leg was bent like super funky.
I'd probably be making the same noises, to be honest.
Oh yeah.
It was like Kevin Ware.
It would be way worse.
Yeah.
I would be like the grapes. I'd be like the grapes lady. You know, the lady who's stomping the grapes.
Wait, what? Okay, this doesn't even look that bad.
Oh, it was bad. Actually, it was a no contact.
A no contact groin injury. That is bizarre.
Season-ending groin injury.
I've had one of those my whole life.
How many contact groin injuries do you see?
Oh.
You don't see some.
Speak for yourself, Luke. I've seen plenty. All right.
Okay.
Also, Yorkies lost Zach Charbonnet to a knee.
Wait, can we go back just for a sec to Lumberjacks?
Sure.
Their team got destroyed this week.
Yeah.
Like, are all three of these guys? They were two of the three were like somewhat deadline acquisitions.
Yeah.
And potential keepers. And
For
now who does he have to replace them?
Not a whole lot. Pretty devastating week for the Lumberjacks.
I remember thinking yesterday.
He's got Javonte. No, that's African Token.
Freebie.
Javonte Hill.
He has Khalil Herbert. He has DJ Chark, Rondale Moore.
He's got James Cook too. So he might be able to ham and egg it.
Still though.
But yeah, just a really crappy week for us.
Losing Kirk, who's been a stud this year. Losing Ramondre Stevenson, who was actually showing some glimpses of being good. And then DeAndre Swift has been a stud this year too.
what
He's
is
fallen off
Swift's
a
injury?
little bit, but chest issue.
You're gonna say that.
He's got a bad cough. I don't think I can play football this week. I have the black lung. Did you want to keep talking about Lumberjacks, or do you want to?
No, we can go on.
All right. So the Yorkies lost Zach Charbonnet to a knee injury and Tank Dell to a fibula fracture. He's done for the season.
Luke, process this with us.
Oh my gosh.
And what are your thoughts on a 5'10", 165 player blocking at the goal line?
I think it's ridiculous. Although it did work, they scored. But I'm actually a fibula fracture, if that's all that it is not as bad as like
it's just a broken leg,
spiral.
All right?
He'll be
rub
fine.
some elbow grease on it.
Yeah.
That's what
It's not
rub
as
some
bad
dirt
as
on
if it had rubbed some dirt. If it had spiraled, it would have been. That's a much worse injury, I think, a longer recovery.
Well,
This one, he's out for the rest of the season, but what do I care? As long as he comes back healthy next year.
for all of our listeners, Luke is a tanking team. Old York Yorkies is a tanking team. So essentially, this Tank Dell injury, even the Zach Charbonnet injury, are not crazy impactful for you this year. As long as they can come back next season, it doesn't really affect you at all.
And remind me, what was Dell drafted for, Luke?
The Charbonnet one does affect me a little bit. I'll get back to Dell in a sec.
Yeah.
The Charbonnet, I need him to keep playing so that I know if he's worth the keep. If he doesn't play anymore, then it's all speculative. Now, it was just knee swelling, and he's more likely to play this week than why am I blanking on their other running back?
Kenneth Walker.
Kenneth Walker, thank you.
DJ Dallas.
Yeah, so
DJ Dallas.
Dallas.
Also, guys,
So he's more likely to play than Dallas.
Kenny McIntosh. Which you actually have, Kenny, don't you? Or did you drop him?
I dropped Kenny.
Yeah.
You dropped
back
Mr.
to,
McSee?
Back to your question. I did. Back to your question. Tank Dell was drafted for, I believe, $1.
That's awesome.
That is crazy.
Maybe $2. Could have been $2.
No, I was just looking at Trevor Lawrence just threw a touchdown, and Connor
To
Unicorn
who?
Fart, some no name,
Not a no name. I'm playing against Zay Jones.
Parker Washington.
That's a no name.
Zay Jones is not. I know who Zay Jones is.
He's a wide receiver for the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Thanks, Jack.
Yep.
So Unicorn Fart is looking. They're only down by like 1.5-ish points right now.
Yeah.
To number punchers. It's looking like they'll win.
Yeah, probably. I would almost guarantee it.
100% guarantee.
It actually changes a lot.
It does. I'm not going to guarantee it because I kind of want to see it happen.
Well, we'll get into this in the matchups, but
yeah. I do want to move on to Slumlord Co.'s injury of Derrick Henry. Not a concussion.
Really?
Not in concussion protocol. I read that today.
What is that on TikTok or something?
No, it was on ESPN.
Oh, okay, good.
So they said
your news sources in the past have been less than reliable.
Yeah,
right?
I read it on the bathroom stall at Ham Lake Lanes. He's fine. No, I don't know if you guys saw that play. Derrick Henry went dead on the field. And then the coach came out and said, he's not in concussion protocol. I don't know how. I seriously don't know how, but I was shocked when I saw that. So I think he'll play, which is kind of a bummer for me because he's in the bubble.
He's in the bubble?
In the tube.
I was going to say the hot dog tube.
The hot dog tube.
He's in the middle of the meat.
He is the meat. Do you guys want to talk about Derrick Henry at all anymore?
Yeah.
No.
Okay. Number puncher.
Actually, maybe slightly. For 1 second. It definitely would. I'm pretty sure Slumlord Co. has like no backups, right?
I'm looking at his team
pretty
right
thin
now.
Team.
He's still got for running back. He's got Jonathan Taylor's hurt right now. He does have DJ Dallas.
DJ Dallas.
And then Pierce Strong and Rico Dowdle. Like, no, he's got a pretty thin team. But it's also one that put up 135 points this week.
Yeah.
32 points.
Yeah, that is true. But if he's out, that is definitely a big blow to him. I'm pretty sure he has two teams that he plays for to end his schedule, two competing teams. So that could definitely affect him if he can't fill that. If he has to fill that with DJ Dallas and the other guys don't go off for 25, 16. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This would be pretty awesome if Eli struggled, fought back, had hope, and then was crushed at the end.
I would be totally fine with that because I'm also in the hot dog bubble tube.
All in favor of this ending for Eli, say aye.
Aye.
I
knew that was going to be delayed.
I know I was delayed.
I even pointed down at the phone. All right, number punchers. Pew, 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 pew. Brian Robinson Jr. got injured with a hamstring injury. Was that pretty serious? I think he left the game for sure because he only had, and he was playing pretty well too. I think he had, correct me if I'm wrong, I thought it was like 5 rushes for like 73 yards.
I don't remember that.
Something ridiculous. Or maybe it was 8 rushes for 73 yards or something like that.
Oh, let's see. Well, this is the least helpful article ever. What injury did he suffer, and who will step up in his place?
Why don't you just look it up on Yahoo?
Because Yahoo sucks.
Yeah, but it tells you exactly how many points he had and how many yards.
I want to work for it, all right?
You do you, baby. You do you, baby boy. Zay Jones stepping it up. What team is this? Number punchers?
7 times for 53 yards.
7 times for 53.
Extent of Robinson's injury is known. But he's got to bye this upcoming week, so.
Yeah. Avalanche lost Amari DiMercado to a neck injury. Sleepers lost Marquise Brown to a heel injury and Tyler Higbee to an arm injury, which actually might hurt me a ton because I picked up Jordan, the kid from
Brevin
Houston.
Jordan.
Yeah, Brevin Jordan. But if Dalton Schultz comes back next week, he's going to, take a back seat again. And then if I don't have Higbee going into next week, I have to start Jonnu Smith again. And that
Jenna, I mean,
I think
she could
it could
save
actually help you.
Yeah.
Why is that?
I think this might help you. I think not starting Brown, I think making you put Brown on your bench could actually be a good thing.
No. I agree. Well, Brown's on a bye anyways. But I was talking about Tyler Higbee in my tight end position.
I mean, I don't know if you thought about this, but how much better your team would be with Evan Ingram?
You shut your freaking mouth. He actually, shout out Evan Ingram. He had his first career touchdown with Jacksonville tonight and first touchdown of the season.
That's not his first career touchdown with Jacksonville.
With Jacksonville, yeah.
Last year he didn't have a touchdown either?
No, he didn't.
I don't know if I believe you.
Let's look it up. Evan Ingram, first Jacksonville touchdown tonight. Evan Ingram entered Monday night leading the Jaguars in catches with 64, but he had no touchdowns. 5 of the players on the team had touchdown catches. The tight end got his first score of the season on a 22-yard catch and run that ended with him leaping into the end zone.
5 of this season. He had one last year.
I don't know if he did.
Luke, back me up here.
Did you find an article that said, oh, Evan Ingram had X amount of touchdowns last season?
I'm looking it up right now.
I didn't realize that I had to come prepared with an Evan Ingram touchdown in 2022.
Luke, you should
article.
Oh my gosh.
Was that right?
No.
Oh,
He had
okay.
4 touchdowns.
That's so weird.
You were confident though, all right? I kind of believe you for a second, all right?
It was actually last season was his second highest touchdown total in his career.
Oh, yeah.
With
So
4? Holy cow.
What are you guys on TikTok?
No.
All right, moving on to Ponfeet FC. They lost Amari Cooper to a concussion.
Think he knows this?
Ponfeet?
Yeah.
Not yet. Maybe. Probably does. The thing that does hurt me a little bit with Amari Cooper going down is that Elijah Moore is now the target in Cleveland with Joe Flacco, who looked pretty good. And Elijah Moore is on the token, who is also fighting in the hot dog bubbles tube tunnel. And then...
I like this word picture.
Yeah,
all right?
me too. I'm envisioning something.
You want to spectate on it?
I mean, it's pretty much what I just said. It's a hot dog tube bubble tunnel. Long Necks also lost Christian Watson to a hamstring injury. That one looked pretty bad. He went down, no contact, went down by himself. Is that a season-ending injury potentially?
no,
I'm not a doctor.
I'm not a doctor.
I doubt it.
You don't think so?
I would be.
But the
I'd
thing
be
is, this is
surprised
the.
if-
I mean, he
it
struggled
might
with
be
hamstring
fantasy
issues
season
like his
ending.
whole career.
What was that? Sorry, 2 people were talking at the same time.
I thought Luke would
I
stop
said it-
and he didn't.
No,
Go ahead,
of course not. I said it might be fantasy season ending, but I doubt it's season ending.
That's
Like,
that's what I kind of meant, like to week 15
Yeah.
for us.
He
Yes,
struggled with
I
hamstring
think he'll be
injuries his whole career, though.
Yeah.
Like this isn't good.
Mhm.
No, it's tough. And he was having his career game, I think, with the Packers.
He was having a good game.
He was having a great game.
He hadn't scored
He
any
had his
touchdowns
first
until
touchdown
that.
as a career Packer.
You guys are funny. Kind of a funny story. So I'm playing cold this week, Lake City Long Necks. In the end of that Kansas City Packers game, so he has Isaiah Pacheco going and he has Christian Watson going. Christian Watson goes down with a hamstring injury with like a minute and 10 seconds to go. And then like 15 seconds after that of game time, Isaiah Pacheco punches somebody and gets kicked out of the game. So I'm watching this like, well, if this goes to overtime, I'd be all right with that now. Because like the 2 guys he had going both got out of the game within a 5-minute span.
Also, guys, Unicorn Fart has officially taken the lead
Ooh.
against Number Punchers.
And number punchers don't have anybody else going.
Correct.
Oh yeah, so that's
Game over.
game 7 match. I'm still in the lead if anybody's wondering. That's sweet.
We weren't, but-
117.32 to 105.18. That is the end of injury Shminjury,
Injury Shminjury.
which was actually a lot of injuries this week.
It was.
Yeah. Let's move on.
Indubitably.
Indubitably. Oh, that was a shout out from the group chat.
It was.
Yeah. We are going to move on to Bubble Watch. Reminder of how this league is structured. I could not process that in my brain and say it normally. I had to read it.
A reminder of how this league is. That is tough to
Yeah,
say.
I was like reading it. And I was like, I'm going to read it.
Reading's tough.
At the end of the season, the league will be split into 2 leagues. So just a reminder to anybody who's wondering. The top 8 teams will form the championship league.
Just a reminder of how this league is structured.
These top 8 teams will form the championship league. These are the only teams that will be eligible to win the league championship next season. And then the bottom 8 teams will form the relegated league, the rec league, the league of pathetic losers, whatever we end up calling it.
We do need to find a much better name.
Yeah. I like the rec league.
I don't like it.
Really?
I don't like it.
Well, I liked it when it was varsity league and rec league.
I think it should be like varsity and JV.
Could be. Is JV that JV seems too close though? It's got to be more degrading.
I mean,
If
I
you
played
really
JV basketball. It was pretty degrading.
We should call it you're a senior on the JV league.
The Josh Port League.
Should we call it the Josh Port League? That's kind of fun. It's like the Shiva or whatever it's called. From the league.
Shiva Kamiti Sova.
Yeah, like I was saying, bottom 8 teams will be in the relegated league or whatever we're going to call it. Next year, these teams will be fighting to finish in the top 2 of the relegated league and earn their promotion to the championship league. Little side note, we really need to land on a name for it. Do we have any preferences right now? Not really. Any investors? Possibly you. We're going to have people send in their favorite league name options to our X account at Relegation FFL. So your name could be picked as the future league name of the relegation.
Do you want that honor?
Me?
Yeah.
To name it?
No. Yeah, like if someone was like, you get to name the relegated league, and it will be the Andrew Peterson Relegation League.
That'd be kind of funny if we did like a poll and one of them was like a really bad name and we had to go with it. I don't know. It'd be kind of fun though if anybody has any ideas for a lower class league, make sure to send us a DM on Twitter. I don't actually know how Twitter works. I just realized.
A DM on X?
Do you send a direct message on X?
I've never done it.
I'm not really on Twitter. This is bad. We're crumbling.
Someone mail us a letter. Right? We're looking at it.
If you'd like your relegation league name picked, send us a pigeon.
Message in a bottle.
Yeah, but it'd be super fun if you guys can come up with some creative names. We'll definitely keep them take them into consideration and probably pick one of them.
Or not.
I did word that kind of weird. The leagues do not play each other. Just a heads up. But they draft from the same pool of players. So going into next season, when we have our veteran draft, relegation league and championship league will both be drafting from the same players. Oh my gosh. Excuse me.
Are you okay?
I choked.
You need me to take over?
No, I'm okay. We'll be drafting from the same. That was so bad.
What is going on over there?
That was really bad timing. We'll both be drafting from the same players in the vet draft. But some of the players will be kept. So just keep that in mind. You know, we'll have certain guys like, I bet you Christian McCaffrey gets kept. CeeDee Lamb's definitely getting kept. Stephon Diggs is probably getting kept. Jalen Hurts getting kept.
Are you going to have any money left after those 3?
Not a whole lot. It depends on where I place. If I do finish in the championship league, I'll have a little bit more. But if I'm in the relegated league, we're in trouble.
But also, if you start with those 3 in the relegated league, that's pretty nice.
Yeah, it is nice. But my running backs are going to be Dookie Howser. Yeah. But it'll be interesting. Championship league teams are all given bonus dollars based on where they finish.
The rich get richer.
So kind of like what I was just talking about. If I do end up finishing in 7th or 8th, I'll finish with $10 to $15 more than what I would if I finished 9th in relegation, which is 5. You start with 5 more?
I don't know.
Or is it
Actually, no. You start with 5, so you wouldn't start with 10 or 15 more than the relegated league.
Oh yeah.
But that's
5 or 10.
You get that on top of your base salary, which is $180.
Okay, yeah. So for the championship league, 8th place gets an additional $10. 7th place gets 15. 6th is 20. 5th place is 25. 4th place is 35. 3rd place is 45. 2nd place is 55. And 1st is $65.
Good Lord.
So whoever wins in the league, you get a massive bonus.
Again, looking at those, I'm surprised people were not more aggressive with their auction dollars.
Yeah.
Again, Freebie was the most aggressive with, what was it, Luke? Like maybe 19 or 20 given out?
Yeah, somewhere around, right around 2021, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. There was definitely some teams that could have made a bigger push in order to get to like the 2nd spot or the 3rd spot or the 4th spot.
I think Cole is a person where, I mean, he was injured, so I understand why he didn't maybe want to go all in on this season,
Yeah.
but I'm surprised he didn't make any moves.
Yeah, that's true. Because he was sitting at, is he in 2nd right now or 3rd place? And he's lost 2 weeks back to back, and he's still pretty comfortable. Like he'll lose this week probably, and he'll be at 18-8, I think, which is still at 4th place probably. I'm kind of speculating.
No, he beat the median. He'll be at 19-7.
Oh, you're right. He did beat the median, which was big for me actually, because that kicked African Token out, and now African Token will go from 7th place this week to 10th.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I just spit everywhere.
That's all good. I didn't even see it. So I'll move into 9th. Lumberjacks will move into 8th. Slumlord will be 7th. African Token gets pushed to 10th. Kind of crazy.
Crazy.
Where we stand now with 2 weeks left in the regular season, there's 5 teams that are already eliminated and waiting the sweet death we call relegation.
Oh.
We got the Old York Yorkies, North Sea Barnacles, Bartonville Bourbon Barrels, Acorn Assassins, and Corn Dog.
A part of me really wants to. Who do I play the last week of the season?
Me.
I think I might try and set a lineup that week.
Do it.
I could knock
Because
you
you
out.
literally have nothing.
if I'm like
You have
locked into
nothing
the
to
fourth
gain, nothing
spot.
to lose.
I mean, yeah, guys, I'm going for it. All right. That would make me pretty happy.
You are actually in a spot that you could easily do that. I think those spots they're fairly locked in. So
If I was you, I wouldn't chance
Barnacles
it,
are going to win this. Barnacles are going to win this week. So I have a 2-game buffer on them now. Oh no, wait. AP, do I play? Oh no, I play you.
Week 16.
No, I play you in the last week, AP.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
In that case, then I won't try.
I play you next week,
Okay.
and then I play the Turf Hoppers last week of the season, which is a bit of a contrast between those two teams. Number Punchers have clinched the number 1 seed. Absolutely dominating season. I will give Nate some credit. They were ridiculous this year. They have yet to lose to the median. They didn't even lose to the median this week, did they?
No.
So they have 2 weeks to finish out. They might not lose to the median at all for the entire season.
That's so impressive.
That would be crazy.
I think he should rest his guys.
Is that how it works?
Yeah, he needs to get that loss to the median out of the way so it doesn't happen to him in the playoffs.
This is turning out to be a first round exit.
Yeah,
I think all of us can agree.
It's
right?
it's a little scary, but his team is so dominant. But like, look back at the Patriots. You know,
Well, his team's really ridiculously consistent. I don't think Nate has put up the highest scores this year.
no, which is actually a better place to be in than like you have a really
he has
crazy
the most
week.
points for.
Yeah, but he hasn't had most points in 1 week. I don't think
Which is
He has the
fine.
most points for by 144 points.
Oh my gosh! All right,
that is incredible. That's an extra
Actually, sorry,
week.
142.
142. That's like the best week we've had this season. Well, no, did somebody hit
Austin
150?
had 150.
Oh, okay, that's incredible too. Some crazy teams, but 5 teams are fighting for a playoff spot right now. There's 4 teams that make the playoffs. You have the Unicorn Fart, Texas Turf Hoppers, Lake City Longnecks, Andover Avalanche, and Roided Robberies.
Also, do you guys realize how few points against African Token has?
Yeah, it's crazy.
879.
Yeah, it's
That is
ridiculous.
so dumb.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, if you think
is
about
there
it, though,
anybody else in the 800s? No, it's just him.
Me and Slumlord
Longnecks,
and Barnacles. have
Longnecks
all-
are the next closest at 937, right?
yeah, and it'll be over 1,000. It'll be 1,000, close to 1,050 after this week. And who played against African Token? He lost this week, didn't he?
Pond feet.
Yeah, and
They
Pon-
put up like 110 or something, right?
Okay, so that'll improve, but he'll still be in the 900s come next week. 980. That's crazy.
Whatever.
The biggest winners and losers of the week: winners, Turf Hoppers, and Avalanche. Do we have point totals for those?
Yeah, Turf Hoppers with 125.66. They might get a few more points, and they beat Robberies, who had a little over 80.
Oh, okay, interesting. What am I at right now?
So this is
117.
No. This is you're reading that wrong. I'm just saying based on who won, who lost. They won the biggest based on like they went 2-0. The people they needed to lose lost some, and
okay.
so it was like a good week for them.
Okay, and then the biggest losers were the Roided Robberies and the Longnecks. Longnecks lost to me. Who did the Roided Robberies lose to? Turf Hoppers.
Turf Hoppers. Yep.
Okay, yeah, those were big.
It's looking like
And Roided Robberies missed the median, so they went 0-2.
they're
Wow.
15 and 11.
So if you want to drop down to the projected standings,
Let's
on the next part.
Let's actually get into that right after this break. What's up, guys? This segment is brought to you by Team Healthcare. Team Healthcare is a multi-specialty clinic specializing in chiropractic, PTs, medical staff, nurses, nurse practitioners, acupuncture, and massage. They are experienced providers in reducing pain, improving the brain, and restoring energy. They brought lower back decompression to Minnesota, and they've used it successfully to treat the backs that others cannot help. Herniated, degenerative, and bulging discs. The home of the Brain Performance Center treating concussions, ADD, anxiety, and other brain issues. The medical team has a knee protocol that is getting even degenerative conditions back to an active life. To schedule an appointment, you can reach them at 763-323-1492. Again, that's 763-323-1492. Go check out Team Healthcare today. Back to the episode. All right, so before we took that break, Luke, you were talking about something really important. What was that?
Yeah, the projected standings.
Oh, yeah.
So we were talking about biggest winners and losers because of basically where it leaves them in the standings. So in first place, like we talked about, locked in is the number punchers. They'll be 25-2 at the end of this week. Then in second, Unicorn Fart jumped up to 19-7 by scoring those late points. That was huge from them. They jumped from fourth up to second.
Wow.
And Long Necks are third, 19-7, losing on a points for tiebreaker to Unicorn Fart. In fourth is Turf Hoppers at 18-8. In fifth is the Avalanche at 17-9. And in sixth is the Rawberries at 15-11.
Wow. Wowza. Rawberries have taken a bit of a hit going into the end of the season.
Even though their teams probably looked the best on paper as it has all year.
Yeah. Could you make an argument for the trades that they were making?
The 0-2.
Go ahead.
I was going to say the 0-2 finish this week pretty much, it didn't seal their fate, but it basically took them out of the top four. They need to get really lucky with the Turf Hoppers and Avalanche at the end. So Rawberries need to go 4-0, and they need the Turf Hoppers to do worse than 2-2, or the Avalanche to do worse than 3-1. They need one of those two things to happen.
Avalanche could go 3-1. I'd be shocked if the Turf Hoppers went worse than 2-2.
But look at the Turf Hopper. They play you and Sleepers.
Lumberjack and Sleepers.
Sorry.
Yeah. But Lumberjacks took a hit.
Injured.
Yeah, pretty injured going into next week. So I think Turf Hoppers are probably going to beat them, I would assume. And I would assume that they beat the Median too. And then going into the last week of the season, my guess is if I'm lucky, I catch a win, but I think they still beat the Median because I think I'm going to have to put up pretty good stats in week 15 to beat them.
Mm-hmm.
So I think they're probably safe.
Should we jump down quickly to the strength of schedule remaining and just talk about all of their strength of schedules to wrap this up?
Well, if I could dump on Freebie's team quickly just for a second.
Go ahead.
I think.
You do it.
I don't have to ask for permission to do that, right?
No, you don't. But you technically just did. No. Asking permission to see if you could ask permission or if you had to.
Wow. It's a real beta male move right there. I think this is what, again, Freebie's had a good team all year, but the trades he made did not vault him from like good team to contender status. They just
good team to a little bit better.
Yeah, which I think is why all year we've been critical of his approach.
Yeah.
Again, feels like throwing money at Chris Olave.
Yeah, which actually the funny thing is
Olave's been playing a lot better.
I was going to say Chris Olave has been playing better, and the guy that we are projecting to be really good to finish out the season, TJ Hawkinson, because Josh Dobbs hasn't looked good, and I don't think people were expecting that.
Yeah,
but strength of remaining schedule from easiest to hardest. We'll start with the Rawberries. They play Barnacles and then Corn Dog, which is two tanking teams. So they should at least come out of by the end of the season. They should be 2-2 at the worst case. Yeah. Depending on if they beat the Median as well, they could go 4-0.
Which they have to do.
Yeah, I was gonna say if he does that, he's got a shot.
He's got a shot. But he also is banking on other teams to lose as well, which is tough. Going on to the next team, Unicorn Fart. They play Bourbon Barrels and Pond Feet, which are also two tanking teams technically. But the Pond Feet is like
Pond Feet is not.
Pond Feet's
the only team that didn't really make a decision.
Yeah, well, they said fire sale, and then didn't do anything about it. So
they're going to be 12-14 at the end of this week. They'll only be one game behind African Token.
That is very interesting.
Didn't we call this a couple weeks ago? Like, watch Ian
slip into the top eight. That would be such a bummer, actually. If I got beat out by the kid who had a fire sale week 5 or whatever it was. Gosh, that would suck buns.
I think Unicorn Fart's probably worst case going to go to what? 3-1?
2-2.
Worst case?
I guess, that's a little bit of an exaggeration.
They could lose to the Median on either of those weeks.
Unfortunately, Unicorn Fart also is one of the teams. I mean, pretty much every team other than Number Punchers, but they've had weeks where they had down weeks. Like they scored 68 points. They scored, whatever it was. I think the only team that hasn't done that is Nate's team, Number Punchers, but it's possible for the Unicorn Fart to do it. History can repeat itself. But
When has history ever repeated itself?
never. That's why I'm a communist.
That one got Andy.
I just wasn't expecting that.
Moving on to the next game, easiest to hardest again. Long necks, they play the Yorkies and the African Token. Do you think that that's an easier lineup than Bourbon Barrels and Pond Feet? Or harder?
I think it's harder.
Yeah, harder. That's right.
Actually,
Wait, no.
I don't. I think Pond Feet are better than
I do too, actually.
Token?
African Token and Yorkies and Bourbon Barrels. It doesn't matter
It's a scratch.
if they put up 28 or 30 or
No.
whatever. They're going to beat them.
Yeah, so long necks do play Yorkies, which is a tanking team, and then they play African Token, which hasn't been performing very well, as opposed to Pond Feet. So we could probably switch those two, but yeah, it's still not a super difficult matchup, to say the least. And then moving on to the Turf Hoppers, they play Lumberjacks, who we just talked about. They are a bit injured, but they're still a good team. And then they have some backups. They play me, Sleepers. We've been playing well lately, but it might be a little fluky because James Conner and Chuba Hubbard both had 2 touchdowns this week. I put up 117 points as of right now. T. Higgins was still playing last night, and he finished really good. At the end of the game, nobody saw it coming, but he finished really well. I think that's actually kind of
I just realized, guys, going back, I just realized I was arguing the opposite way. You're right. Unicorn Fart should be a harder schedule.
Yeah, I think so. They should be number 3, and then
Yeah.
Turf Hoppers with Lumberjacks and Sleepers, and then Avalanche with Pond Feet and Slumlord Co. Those are 2 teams that are healthy and looking to terrorize. Slumlord Co. looks...
they looking to terrorize?
Yeah, Slumlord Co. looks tough. They look really tough, actually.
Again, but they have quite a bit of injuries right now at the running back position.
Which ones?
Derrick Henry
No.
for Slumlord?
Yeah, they already said that he wasn't in concussion protocol.
That doesn't mean he's healthy.
He's still injured.
yeah.
Yeah, but he's still going to play.
Jonathan Taylor and Derrick Henry are both out.
Jonathan Taylor. Derrick Henry's not out.
Do you want to make I feel like we need a bet about this.
You should.
I have no information.
Already injured. I saw it on ESPN.
Did you actually see it on ESPN or did you read it on Instagram that said it was from ESPN?
ESPN at the bowling alley. Derrick Henry's doing great.
That's not the headline.
It is the Tennessean. Yeah. Derrick Henry's doing great, but another Tennessee Titans loss.
On track to play in week 14. All right.
Yeah.
Wow.
Give me a ham, Sammy.
I never bet a hand.
You shook my hand. The camera's cut off for a second, but you shook it. Are there any key players that we think could carry a team to a playoff spot and maybe even a championship? That's the question we have to answer, according to the show doc.
According
We
to the
have
show doc.
to answer.
We have to.
I mean, the team that comes to mind is Slumlord immediately.
Yeah.
I mean, they have some
Well,
guys
let's not jump to Slumlord yet. They're in the next 5 fighting. This is just for the teams fighting for the playoff spot. Yeah.
So top 5. So you're looking at Andover Avalanche, Unicorn Fart, Long Necks, and the Number Punchers.
I would say the one that comes to mind at the top is the Dak Prescott could carry the Turf Hoppers farther possibly into a championship berth.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're good enough to win a championship with just Dak and the rest of that team, but he has been so good that it gives him such a solid baseline every single week.
True. Dak has been incredible.
I mean, let's see, Number Punchers, McCaffrey, is that
Yeah.
really going on a limb there?
As long as he stays healthy, kind of
Yeah.
thing.
No, I would say you look at the Number Punchers whole team. I almost would leave them off of it. I'm looking at the other 5 teams and thinking, is there anybody who can upset the Number Punchers?
Like a Jerome Ford for the Unicorn Fart?
Eh.
Not quite.
I was thinking
I don't think he'll go off.
Well, just the fact that we saw Joe Flacco able to perform this last week, that opens up more availability with Cleveland to do something on the offensive side. And then that means Jerome Ford gets more opportunities.
I mean, Connor's team.
Yeah.
Because I think Jerome Ford was struggling so hard because he was dealing with DTR, Walker, even Deshaun Watson, who's one of the worst quarterbacks in the entire league and always will be.
A great human being. Though.
A guy who has been an absolute stud to close this year and could could help definitely get to a playoff for the long necks is Rashad White.
Oh, Rashad White's been such a stud.
So I was looking at Cole's.
He started off so bad, and he hasn't missed double-digit points since week 7, including a 25-pointer and an 18-pointer.
I had talked to Cole about trading for Rashad White when he was in his slump because I needed a running back so bad, and he was pretty much saying like, "No, I still have faith in him. I have faith in him and Warren. I'm going to stick it out with my running backs."
Cole just loves his guys so much,
which
right?
is, I mean, it paid off.
Paid off.
I do declare and indubitably paid off.
I think, Cole, so Puka, if he's not hurt, he could go on a run.
I mean, he finished the game, so he should be okay.
You have White, maybe someone like Warren.
Yeah. Warren's had a couple weeks back to back that weren't great.
Oh, I think the one I really wanted to, Justin Jefferson. If he comes back healthy, I mean, his team's totally different.
Yeah, J. Jeff. That's a huge push.
That's right. I didn't think about that. With Christian Watson going out, he gets to replace him with Justin Jefferson at least.
Yep.
Not a bad replacement.
No.
And then Avalanche, I mean.
Does Aaron Jones make a return? Or is he done?
Alvin Kamara has been playing great for the
Alvin
Avalanche.
Kamara is a beast. Dude, he's a beast. Yeah, he's a stud. He's one of those guys that could carry them into the playoffs. I don't think
Kopka's team is. I don't think he has a good enough team to like do damage in the playoffs.
I don't see Kopka making the playoffs or the top 2, but I do think he does make playoffs.
Yeah.
I don't think he makes championship though. What's your
I don't know.
What's your speculation on who does finish?
What's your expectation on this?
What's your expectation on who finishes in the championship? I think we could all say the easy answer is number punchers, and then who are they playing? Because I have a guess.
I'm going turf hoppers.
So am I.
You're going turf hoppers, number punchers, and I would go unicorn fart, number punchers.
Interesting.
I think Connor's team's been a little too up and down.
Yeah, they do have bad weeks.
Mm-hmm.
They could have a bad week in, what would that be, week 16, first round of the playoffs?
Mm-hmm.
They could. I think that, depending on what Nate, so as the number 1 team, he gets to pick who he plays in the first round.
Interesting.
Because he's the higher seed. He's the highest seed. So I don't think he picks turf hoppers or unicorn fart. So I think it will be one of those two.
I think he picks Avalanche.
He's gonna pick.
Necks.
We were talking about that.
Next, whoever's the 4th.
We were talking about that in was that the last podcast that we shot, Luke? Where
it might have been one or two
ago. But Nate and Cole had said while they were on the podcast that Cole has never beat Nate in a game, in a fantasy game. I don't think. When they faced each other. So he might pick Cole just out of like spite kind of thing, or like confidence that he's going to beat him again. But my guess is, and I think this would probably be the smartest move, playing against Andover Avalanche.
It's really just
that's only
the
if Avalanche
seed.
make it.
Yeah, true.
The Avalanche are currently on the outside looking in. So right now, the 4th seed could be unicorn fart.
I was going to say,
it kind of
basically, I would not want to take unicorn fart or long necks, or turf hoppers.
Yeah.
I would just take whatever team is not
those two.
Is not them.
So it would either be Roided Robberies or Avalanche. Is that what it is?
I don't think Roided Robbery. I think it's going to be long necks or Avalanche.
Oh, okay.
Because I don't think Robberies get to the top 4.
Probably not anymore. With what are they, 15 and 11? You said?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, probably.
Now
tough.
there is a chance, AP, that he has the choice between both of those. If Avalanche jump the turf hoppers, who are you picking between long necks or Avalanche?
Avalanche.
Are you? I think I might. Oh, I guess with
Long
Justin
necks
Jefferson,
With Jefferson
back.
back, I just don't want to take that risk.
It depends on how long is Jonathan Taylor out? Because you look at
Zach Moss.
Interesting.
Yeah, Zach Moss adds an element.
That might have been, huge for the Andover Avalanche.
Keenan Allen. Is Aaron Jones, how long is he out for?
I don't know. I was just asking that. The one thing I will say about Keenan Allen, though, that Chargers offense looks terrible. They look so bad.
They do.
So
6 points against the Patriots?
Yeah. To win. 6-0.
The Patriots covered the spread.
Did they?
Yes.
Was it 7?
That was insane.
Was it 6.5 or 7 or something?
6.5.
Oh,
6.5.
That's hilarious. How was that 6.5 going into that week? I would have guessed Chargers would beat them like 21-7.
Chargers are 4-7.
I know, but oh man, the Patriots are so bad. They're so bad. And the Chargers should have a good offense. Like they should.
No, I know.
So that's crazy. Moving into the 5 teams fighting to stay promoted, most likely only 2 of these teams will be promoted.
This is the hot dog.
This is the hot dog tunnel bubble.
The hot dog casing bubble.
Casing, yeah. you got Slumlord Co., you got Big Lake Lumberjacks, Sun City Sleepers, African Token, Pond Feet FC. Are we making guesses on who finishes 7th and 8th? Might as well.
Well,
why not?
Let's
be bad.
Yeah. What
I feel bad.
Should we first go through where we stand before we get into that?
Helpful.
So kind of like we did before. Let's talk about who came out well this week with the wins, and then we'll go into the standings, and then we can make our predictions.
Yeah, sounds good.
Luke, you want to do an overview?
Yeah. So I would say there was really everybody kind of tied except for African Token.
Yeah.
Because the Slumlord Co., Sleepers, and Lumberjacks all went 2-0.
Yep.
Continuing them to move up. I think, what is that? Is that 2 or 3 weeks in a row where you guys have all gone 2-0?
Yeah, maybe even 3. Where we all had
wasn't
this
it 2
chain.
weeks ago you didn't?
Oh no. Wait.
Oh, you went 1-1 last week.
I
Jack.
went 1-1 last week, and the week before that we all went 0-2. Was that what it was?
That's what it was. You guys have it's been like 3 weeks where you've all been basically the same score.
And also Pond Feet
Pretty
went
close to
Pond
that.
Feet went 2-0 this week as well.
They did, yeah. Big. That's true. That was huge for them.
That was a
to
huge
go
week
up.
for them.
I think they're still on the outside looking in.
Yep.
But that was massive to pull them into contention.
Yeah.
African Token went 0-2 and fell all the way down from 7th to 10th.
Yeah, that's brutal. So I think outside looking in right now, you could say African Token, Pond Feet, FC are probably the teams on the outskirts a little bit. Not necessarily saying that they're not going to make it, but
right. If you go by standings, so the projected standings at the end of this week, Slumlord Co. will be in 7th at 14-2. 14-12.
Wow. Oh.
that's pretty good.
I know. Well,
We'll be catching
they
eight
opted to
soon.
sit out of weeks, a few weeks. Lumberjacks are tied with them, but lose on a points for tiebreaker, so they're in 8th at 14-12. The Sleepers are 13-13. African Token dropped all the way down to 13-13 and are in 10th based on the points for tiebreaker.
Yep.
And Pond Feet moved up to 12-14,
In 11th.
putting them in 11th.
Yeah. So my guess, as of now, with injuries coming out, I think Slumlord goes 7th. I think Sleepers goes 8 now, which is funny because last episode I did say I thought I was going to finish 9th, but now I think I finished 8th. I think Lumberjacks
Is this
coming.
Jack just kind of letting the moment get to his head again, Luke?
I love it.
Always.
I want to stay in this moment for the rest of my life.
Honestly,
Playoff
I'm surprised he didn't
contention.
move himself all the way up to 7th.
Right?
I feel like that.
No, I don't. I'm a realist.
I think there's an argument because Slumlord's injured, Sleepers or Lumberjacks are injured, Tokens falling off.
Slumlord does have a tough finish too if they are injured going into the
let's
last 2
look
weeks.
at
You heard it right here. I'm
Let's
calling
look
you
at
in
the
7th
strength of
right
the-
here.
I would take it. I don't think it'll
Let's
happen,
look at
but-
the strength of schedule here. So from easiest to hardest, you've got Lumberjacks face the Turf Hoppers and the Barnacles.
Yep.
Sleepers face Acorn Assassins and the Turf Hoppers,
Yep.
which might be a tougher matchup now that Andy said he's putting in all of his starters.
I'm going to get up to 50 points. All right.
Hopefully I can beat that.
Then we got. Those are the only 2 teams that get to play a tanking team.
Let's go.
So then
wow.
Slumlord Co. has to play African Token and Avalanche. African Token has to play Slumlord and Longnecks, and Pond Feet have to play Avalanche and Unicorn Fart.
And
So
I
I think
African Token plays Longnecks with JJF back in, and they're healthy, no buys.
I would argue.
yeah,
Oh, I guess I didn't think about that. For a second, I thought Slumlord had a harder schedule than Token, but
I think Token has the hardest schedule, and then Slumlord, and then me, and then Lumberjacks.
I think Pond
probably.
Feet is the hardest schedule.
What do they have?
Avalanche and
far.
Unicorn Fart.
That's pretty tough. Yeah, that's tough.
Praise
I
the
think
Lord.
that finish. Oh my gosh! If sorry, if Pond Feet finishes 4-0, which they really kind of need to do, if they do, that is massive upsets to
They
close
deserve
out the
it.
year.
Yeah. Yeah, that'd be amazing if they
Yeah.
did. And then
I
they
don't-
wouldn't. And
I don't think they will.
They wouldn't find out that they were in the playoffs until week 18. That'd be crazy.
Hey, you guys want Austin Eckler?
Yeah, that was funny actually. And then in the group chat, Luke had said something
I
like, "I
know.
think this is the first time he's said something in the chat, and then he sent a GIF, and then I just said indubitably to Luke, and he was like, "There's 2 of them," which is funny. Biggest winners and losers of the week. Have we done that yet? No, we haven't.
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead. You had something to say?
We did the winners and losers.
Oh,
so
yeah.
we were down to the strength of schedule and basically predicting where people are going to go.
Oh yeah.
I think looking at it, I think I'm with you, Andy. I think Sleepers finish 7th. Slumlord finishes 8th because well, maybe not. I don't know. I think I'm still going to go Slumlord 7th, actually. Sleepers 8th. Lumberjacks on the outside looking in at 9th. African Token 10th and Pond Feet 11th.
So I'm going to go Sleepers at 7. Slumlord. I'm going to go Token in 9th.
Whoa.
Ooh,
That's a hot
Lumberjacks in 10th.
Wow. Really?
Pond Feet.
Who do you think Token beat to move up to 9th?
Long necks.
Wow.
Okay.
I don't know. I was
I was gonna
Agent of
Spicy.
Chaos over here.
That's spicy.
Well, I was gonna say if you pick Slumlord, then oh no, that would make sense. If you pick them to beat Slumlord, that would make sense why they would be in 8th behind Sleepers.
That would be such a crazy upset to me. The way that Slumlord Co is playing right now is just like, if African Token beat them, I would be shell shocked. I'd be happy, but I'd be shell shocked.
Yeah, me too.
Are you guys, you want to do key players or move on to the grid challenge?
Let's skip the players. People can look that up themselves. Let's do a grid challenge.
Let's get
Audience,
into
look up these teams. All right. Send us your thoughts on what key players you think could carry a team to promotion.
Yeah.
All right, let's get into the NFL grid challenge.
Yeah.
I was dancing. Luke couldn't see.
I could see your hand constantly moving, and so I was trying to figure out what's going on there. I was like, okay, I'll give them time to speak.
All right, is this immaculate grid already loaded?
Yep.
This is
All right. So how do we decide on who gets which row? First to last again, or
I
last
think
to first again?
Luke should pick last.
I was gonna say I think I go last,
And you go
so
first,
I go
Jack.
first.
Jack,
Yeah.
you go first.
All right. These are super easy ones too. Shoot. Dead air. Dude, I don't know any of these. I'm gonna go with. Did Gabe Davis get drafted by the Bills?
Yes.
Yeah.
Shoot. I'm gonna go with whatever. I'm gonna go with the Dolphins.
All right. I'm going Cardinals.
Son of a gun. I wanted the
Was
Cardinals.
the Cardinals one easier?
Yes.
Yeah, I think so.
Who are you thinking of?
None of your business.
What doesn't affect me at all?
The people.
Oh,
All right.
sorry.
Let the suspense build.
Yeah, let it build. Let it build. Okay, so who starts?
You do.
Do I start or?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I also think
So
is it
for
more
all of
fun?
for all of our audio viewers, on the left column we have the Washington Commanders, the Arizona Cardinals, the Miami Dolphins. On the top we have the Buffalo Bills, Chargers, and Hall of Fame. So Luke's going to take on
that was such bad audio for us to leave that out until just now. We're just contemplating things that nobody can hear
Yeah,
or
right.
see.
So Luke will be picking a player from the Commanders and the Bills, the Commanders and the Chargers, and a Commanders Hall of Famer. AP will have the Cardinals and the Bills, Cardinals and the Chargers, Cardinals Hall of Famer. I'll have the Miami and Bills, Miami and
The
Chargers.
Miami and Bills?
Miami and Bills, Miami and Chargers, Miami Hall of Fame.
So just for Hall of Fame, is it a Hall of Fame player that just played for that team? Or is it
Yes.
they had to finish their career?
Nope.
Okay.
No, they don't.
I'm pretty sure it's just played for.
Okay. Is it more fun if we have the leader go first or last?
First.
Okay. Well, I mean, like
Luke?
after the first. So, like, let's say
Oh.
Luke gets
First.
2%,
First again. Yeah.
but then we could never have I guess you're probably right.
Yeah, probably.
That's true. No, I feel like I don't know. I feel like you have the leader go last because there's a chance they get 50.
Yeah.
And
That's what.
Although- either way, either way, it could be boring because if it's like, oh, if they get a 50, they win, then who cares? But I think first should go last, including the first round. Let's just mix it up.
First shall go last. All right.
I think for the first round, you have
Hearken
to
the
go
words
first,
of
Luke.
Jesus.
Okay, sounds good.
Take the log out of your own eye.
Okay. Do you guys have a timer set for 90 seconds?
I can in 3, 2, 1, 4, 5. Okay, go.
Okay. All right. So I'm trying to think through the Bills and the Commanders / Redskins.
Well, watch your mouth.
Yeah, what the heck?
Hey, I'm just saying it doesn't have to just be Commanders.
This is an
It goes
inclusive
back.
podcast.
You make me sick to my stomach.
I can't.
What a white man.
Can you guys think of anybody obvious for that one?
Oh yeah, I got like 6.
Gosh, so many.
I can't.
I think. Did Case Keenum play for the Commanders? No.
He's played for everybody. That's actually a good pick.
The other one, I think oh my gosh. I think I might have someone.
I appreciate the help. I didn't expect you to actually name any names.
I'm pretty sure Case Keenum's wrong. I don't think he played for the Commanders.
Little reverse psychology for you.
Oh, whoops. I did 59 minutes.
And your time is up. Just
that's
kidding.
not even
1 hour and 30 seconds.
It's also not supposed to be 59 seconds. It's supposed to be
No.
No,
1 hour and
90.
30 seconds.
Oh, okay.
I messed up.
Okay.
What do you want to say? 30 seconds left?
Not even.
Yeah. Okay, give me 15 seconds. I am gonna go with. Oh my gosh. Don't.
All right, I'm gonna say you got 5 seconds.
4.
Okay.
3, 2.
I'll go.
1.
You know what? I'll go Case Keenum. I'll give it a shot.
Case Keenum for the Commanders and Buffalo.
And no, Case Keenum for
He
the
did
Commanders and Hall of Fame.
4%.
You're kidding me.
Swear.
Let's go.
When did he play for the Commanders?
You should just let.
Oh no, he was the
Shut
starter.
your mouth.
He was the starter before they brought in Sam Howell last year or something, wasn't he?
Was he?
I'm pretty
Whoops.
sure. Yeah.
All right, is it my turn,
So
boys?
that was huge. I appreciate it.
Yeah, that was big time.
All right, I'm
Nice
going to
job,
go
dude.
Cardinals, Bills, and we're going to go with John Brown.
From what years?
Oh, 51%. Oh my gosh.
Was that
Hey,
62 71?
if it makes you feel any better, you can only top out at 50. So I'll give you just 50.
That's nice of you, Luke.
Dude, I thought that was, I didn't think that was going to be that bad.
Which one was it? 2014 to 2022?
Yeah.
Oh.
Probably.
That felt. Wow, that surprised me. That seems really high.
All right, so now I have to guess a Dolphins Bills, Dolphins Chargers, or a Dolphins Hall of Famer.
All right, timer starts now, Jack.
Start the clock.
Dolphins Bills. I'm trying to think of who are some of the quarterbacks for the Dolphins in the last couple of years. You got Tua. You got Tannehill.
Mm-hmm.
Tannehill played for. Did he ever play for the Chargers? I don't think so.
Nope.
No, just the Titans and Dolphins.
Oh, bummer. Who else do you have in? I mean, you got Dan Marino as a potential Hall of Famer. You got, is Ricky Williams a Hall of Famer? He's probably too recent. And he's probably not even a Hall of Famer.
He's definitely not too recent. I don't think he's a Hall of Famer.
So I got Dan Marino for a Hall of Fame Dolphin, which is going to be a 50 bomb easily.
Oh, that's so high. That's so high.
I would try and
I picked the wrong
Think
team.
of somebody else.
Dolphins Hall of Famer. I can't think of anybody. That would be like 2000s, right?
probably 80s, 90s.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, great. That's getting into the realm of football that I definitely know.
Well, let's give him a little help here, AP. We'll give him
I'm
slight
thinking, I
boost.
wonder, there's a linebacker, Kiko Alonso. I think he might have played for the Bills and the Dolphins.
I was thinking of who's the defensive end, Taylor.
I'm thinking Mario at,
Ricky
If you
Williams played for different teams. Did he play for the Jets and did he play for the Bills?
No.
He didn't play for anybody but the
I
Jets
don't
and the
think so.
Dolphins?
Time.
Okay.
I don't think he ever played for the Jets. He played for the Saints.
I'll go Marino for my Hall of Famer. 59%.
That's lower than I thought it'd be.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I'm gonna try
He doesn't
the
even have a picture. They don't have a
Bills
picture.
Dolphins. I'm gonna go with Kiko Alonso.
I was thinking Jason Taylor.
8%.
6%.
Yeah.
Nice. I would never have known that name. So I don't. I feel naughty taking that one. I'm not gonna do it. I can.
All right. Well, Jack,
I'll
you
start
run
the
it
next
back
round
then.
with
We'll flip
absolutely
it.
nothing. Chargers, Dolphins. Where did Jalen Waddle come from?
He was drafted by the
He
Dolphins.
got drafted.
What about? Well, Tyreek played for the Chiefs. What about Jasecki?
No, he played for the
Vikes,
Patriots.
right? And the Vikes. Oh, who played for the Vikes? That sounds like Jasecki. Gurskin.
Did their cornerback
Gurskin?
did their cornerback Howard whatever Howard isn't? Did he play for anybody else? Did he play for the Bills or the Chargers?
Jalen Ramsey. Doesn't he play for the Dolphins now? He
Yeah, but
only played for the Rams.
Ramsey,
he
but
was
he
in
didn't-
LA,
he
but
didn't
not
play
for that
for-
franchise.
Oh, dude, I don't know any of these. This game's dumb.
The Dolphins is a very hard one.
Yeah, I don't know why
that
I
was
picked
not
that.
one of my options.
I was
Yeah.
hoping Cardinals, and then I hoped that
Bills.
I probably would have got. I don't think I could have done any of them other than Cardinals. Even then, I think I'm going to be pushing it.
All right. Well, I'm gonna say
You could have clearly done Commanders.
because Phillip Rivers definitely had a little stint with the Dolphins, so I'm gonna go Phillip Rivers.
Okay, I think Dolphins, Chargers.
What? He did not. That's so weird. All right. Well, that was my guess.
I would have gone with someone like, oh my gosh. Yeah, I got no one for that.
Seriously,
Luke, do you have anyone for that one?
No, that one is super tough. I'm trying to even think of who they're. I don't know who either team's kickers have been. I feel like just throwing out like Jay Feely
Yeah,
could have
or
been a random one. But I don't think he played for.
the Chargers. Or did
No.
Feely play for the?
Bills.
I don't
He
know.
might not have played for either of them.
Sounds right. All right, I'm gonna go, boys. Okay, so I'm looking at Cardinals Hall of Famers. I'm thinking Kurt Warner,
Easy one.
Larry Fitzgerald,
Easy one.
Emmitt Smith.
Is Fitzgerald in the Hall? Has he made it?
Actually, I don't know. So I would probably. I wouldn't put Fitzgerald. Emmitt Smith. I want to say didn't a Grammatica play for the Cardinals? But I don't know if he's
There's
in the
no
Hall of
way.
Fame.
There's no way a Grammatica is in the Hall of Fame.
I don't know. I
Now
also
there is a
think
kicker who I think might be,
Jan Stenrud.
but Jan Stenrud.
For some reason, I
No.
think he might have played for the Cardinals. I could be wrong. I'm kind of leaning.
Give it a shot.
I'm leaning Emmitt Smith or Kurt Warner, the only ones I know for sure in the Hall of Fame. And I feel like Emmitt Smith might be
That's
lower because he was at the tail end of his career when he played there.
maybe, but that feels like it's going to be a high. I don't know. Maybe.
Are you locking it in?
No. I don't know of any Cardinals players.
Here's I have one. I don't overly want to give it to you. I'm not sure if he got in for what he did off the field, but did Pat Tillman get a Hall of Fame?
That's a great guess. I don't think he did.
He might just be like remembered. He has a plaque, I think, there, but he
Oh,
probably
Emmitt Smith, only 17%.
70%. Yep. I already locked that one in.
Wow, 17. That's really
I would think
good.
John Brown would be 17% and
Emmett would have been 50.
Emma would have been 51.
Yeah. All right. So we are back. Luke is currently guessing for either a Washington Commanders and Chargers player
And Luke's got 48 seconds.
or a Washington Commanders Hall of Famer. And it has to be a Commanders Hall of Famer. It can't be a Redskins Hall of Famer. I don't make the rules.
I don't think
There's been so many
I don't
Commanders
think
Hall of
that
Famers. Yeah.
Terry McLaurin.
Okay. I'm gonna go with I don't think this happened. I don't know where he finished his career. But I'm gonna go with Matateo or whatever his name is.
For Commanders and Chargers.
Monty Teo for Commanders Chargers. He did not play.
I was going to
there.
say he didn't play for the Commanders.
I really wasn't. I didn't think he did, but I was trying to think of somebody who was more of a journeyman that I knew played for the Chargers. I couldn't think of anybody really for that one. So that put me at 50.
So you've got a 13% lead on me?
I have a 13% lead.
I'm not on this
and
yet.
Jack goes first. You've got a shot here, Jack.
Well, thankfully, I have the easiest one left, which is the Bills and Dolphins.
I actually think this one you might be able to.
I'm thinking for all of our audio listeners. I'm thinking very intently.
Oh
man. I'm trying to think if anybody like any wide receivers. Did Cole Beasley ever play for the Dolphins?
I don't think so.
Or did Wes Welker ever play for the Bills?
No, I don't think so.
Quarterbacks, did
I got one.
Gus Frerotte?
I'm gonna go.
Did you Google it?
No, I didn't. I Googled what his first name was. I'm gonna go with Tyler Bass because I know that he played for the Dolphins as an O lineman, and then I think
Tyler Bass is a kicker.
He might have switched over to a kicker with Buffalo. So we're gonna go with it. What? That is so crazy. I don't think this has been updated.
I think actually, Jack, he was only on the practice squad for the Dolphins. That's probably what you're thinking.
Oh, I am such an idiot.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I feel really silly right now.
All right.
I had no idea. I had no guesses. So.
Well, I also don't have any guesses.
For
Cardinals, Chargers.
Cardinals, Chargers. Yep.
Oh.
And the funny thing is, once we see the summary, it's going to be 32 options. Okay.
Cardinals. I'm thinking of
Kurt Warner, Larry Fitzgerald.
Yeah, kind of that team. LT, Antonio Gates, Phillip Rivers. Oh my gosh. Mike, who is the fat guy? Not Mike Tolbert.
Tolbert?
Yeah, okay, no, that was Mike Tolbert.
Tolbert played for the Chargers and the
Panthers.
Panthers.
For some reason, I want to maybe say a Cromartie or a cornerback, but I think it was the Jets.
I don't think Cromartie ever played for the Chargers.
I also think offensive lineman.
You're much better at offensive linemen than I am. I cannot remember.
I know
any
my
of them.
big boys. Yeah.
You do.
I want to say, oh my gosh, Mike Iapati. I don't think he played for the Chargers though.
You locking that in?
No, that's the guess I have, but I'm pretty sure he didn't play for the Chargers.
Did Phillip Rivers play for the Cardinals?
No. All right, I'm just gonna go with Mike Iapati. Shoot. Yeah, I got 50.
All right, Luke. So
that locked me in. So.
You need a Commanders Hall of Famer to secure.
I need a Commanders Hall of Famer.
Actually, no, you cannot lose.
No, I can't.
Who's your Hall of Famer?
It wasn't a great showing by us this week,
which is very surprising for me because usually I crush.
Yeah, I know it's shocking. So Commanders Hall of Fame. Trying to think of. I know it doesn't matter, but I'd like to try to beat. What did I get last week? 55.5. If I could get somebody at 1%. Shoot.
Jimmy Graham. Jimmy Stewart.
James Stewart.
Jimmy Johnson. Pretty sure he left racing to play with the Commanders for a little bit. Jimmy Johns, great subs. Didn't play for the Commanders, though.
I wonder if it has to be a player.
I don't
Joe
think
Gibbs, do owners get into the Hall of Fame?
You can't even select
No.
coaches. For the Commanders Hall of Fame,
okay.
I'd go with oh my gosh, Darnell quarterback Doug.
Flutie,
Not Doug Flutie.
Darnell Mooney.
It's Doug Williams.
Doug, I've never heard of him. I was thinking of Joe Theismann. Is he a Hall of Famer? I was also thinking possibly Clinton Portis.
I don't think he's a Hall of Famer.
Both of those
Another guy
are wrong.
Did what's his name? Terrell Davis ever play for the Redskins?
I'm pretty sure because Shanahan coached.
He did not. I just tried it.
Okay.
Have you tried all of those, Jack?
Yep, all three of those. Now I'm looking at the list of Commanders.
You tried Theismann. You tried Joe Theismann.
I did try Joe Theismann.
Did you spell it right?
I did.
He wasn't a Hall of Famer?
Nope.
Oh my gosh.
There is one guy on here that there's two guys on here that I know, so you guys should know them.
I'm thinking of
Oh my gosh. These two guys you're gonna be like, oh man, how do we not get those?
I'm thinking the cornerback. He played forever.
Did they ever have that kick returner Hall? One of the Halls?
D'Angelo Hall?
Yeah. Did
I don't think he's a
D'Angelo
Hall of
ever
Famer.
play for him?
Man.
I think he might be a special teams Hall of Famer.
Also, this has been like
he's
2
not.
minutes.
That's who I went with.
Dude, this one was
I went with
hard.
D'Angelo Hall,
Man.
nothing.
Who are we forgetting, Jack?
Okay, so Champ Bailey was drafted by the Redskins.
All right, that's
Oh,
Yeah. And then the other one was
Who else?
shoot, I just had it in front of me. Deion Sanders
Oh, I forgot he signed a huge contract there.
for 1 year at 33 years old.
I didn't.
Played 13 games, 16
I
games
did
with
not
them.
think of that. Didn't think of that at all. Okay, well, boys, that was not a very good showing from us this week.
No.
I'm looking at. Oh my gosh, Antonio Cromartie. He played for the Cardinals.
Dolphins.
And he played for the
Chargers.
and who? Oh, really?
Yes. I'm never listening to you
Oh,
guys.
Mario Williams
would've given
played for
you
the
the
Buffalo
win.
Bills and the Dolphins.
Would it have?
Yeah, for sure.
Ryan Fitzpatrick played for the Dolphins and the Bills.
Yeah.
Oh, that should have been an obvious one. How
Matt-
did we not think of that
Matt
one?
Breida played for both.
That's another one.
Reggie Bush played for both.
He played for
Oh,
the.
I didn't know that.
He played. Who do you? Reggie
I
Bush
didn't know
played
he
for the
played for the
Dolphins and
Bills.
the.
Yeah.
When did he play for the Bills?
Played for the Bills in 2016. Played for the Dolphins 2011
Wow.
to 2012.
Whoops.
Played
I
13
had
games
no
with them.
idea.
Had 12 rushing attempts for -3 yards and a touchdown. what,
And a touchdown.
what a stat line. That's awesome.
That's incredible.
How is that possible? He had 12 attempts. That makes sense. But yards per attempt, he had -0.3. Scored 16.7 fantasy points with them.
I literally had
That's-
no clue.
Well, that was fun, even though I got absolutely decimated and put up a solid 150 today. That's crazy. With one correct answer. I'm literally Reggie Bush. -3
Yeah,
yards
but you
and a
know
touchdown.
what?
Somehow ran
You know
backwards
what?
into the end
Out of
zone.
the three of us,
Yeah,
you might be the only team to get promoted. So I would take that
true that.
and run with it
Yeah.
over your immaculate grid.
Would I rather seem
failure.
smart in front of people though, and then let my product in the field suck, or be like Jack though?
No,
I would like to say,
we didn't look smart ourselves. So
guys, last night,
Oh, also,
the Cincinnati Bills and the Jacksonville Jaguars were tied 31-31 with 20 seconds
it's
left.
a good game.
It was
the
a really
Cincinnati
good game.
Bills, huh?
Oh, is that what I
Cincinnati
said?
Bills and the Jacksonville.
Jiminy Crickets.
Curmudgeons.
Curmudgeons. Currently, Zay Jones is sitting at 9.10 and T. Higgins is 3.5. So Cole is within, what is that, 19? Oh, no. Yeah, there's no way. But
9.
9 points. That's
You don't want this to go to overtime.
I do not want this to go to overtime, even though I have a guy playing right now, which is hilarious. But we will keep you updated how that finishes on Thursday when we post our next episode. But that does wrap up our show. We are Relegation Fantasy Football on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. You can find us on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube at the Relegation League. We're also on X, formerly known as Twitter, at Relegation FFL. Fantasy League Home is linked in the show description. We're on Yahoo Sports if you're looking for deeper dives into tracking, trades, no more trades actually, matchups, all that good stuff. Check us out on Yahoo Sports. Send us some questions on Twitter and TikTok. We want to answer your questions. Also, a quick reminder, send us some Relegation League names on Twitter. We want to find a new name as soon as possible, so make sure to send those in.
Oh, guys.
And then follow and subscribe for more content.
We got big news here.
What?
Trevor Lawrence exits week 13 after suffering fourth quarter ankle injury.
Trevor Lawrence is whose? Is that Lumberjacks? No, that's not Lumberjacks.
Unicorn fart.
Oh.
That's unicorn fart.
Suffered an ugly leg injury. Jaguars didn't cart him off the field, but he had to get helped off.
Wow. That's Anybody want to change their rankings?
He does have Lamar Jackson on his bench.
Who's been
Wait, I'm watching the injury right now. He's hurt bad and he knows it. Oh no.
That stinks. That happened last night too. Oh.
Dang, man.
Trying to keep it alive.
Yeah, he's hurting.
Well, Trevor Lawrence is currently hurt. Make sure to pray for him. Follow and subscribe for more content. We'll see you later, Relegators.
See you guys.
Oh man.
That was a fun episode.